what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. To another episode of Oz Speaks As He Will. I'm going to try to do this live today. This is like the second time I've tried this. My internet connection has not been fantastic driving through Tennessee here. It looks to be good, at least for the moment, so I'm going to give it a try once more. If it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to give it up. So today I'd like to talk about OTO and possibly AA as well. I would kind of hang out and wait for some people to show up, but we're just going to go ahead and kick it off. So joining OTO is something that I would recommend to new Thelemites. If you do a Google search for OTO or Ordo Templi Orientis, you can pretty easily figure out where to go on the internet, and once you've found it on the website, it lists off the locations of local bodies in the United States, and the OTO international website will show you for other countries and how to get in contact with those countries. So why would you want to join OTO? Well, there's something to be said for being a part of an real in-person community that's not on the internet. OTO has its problems, and as does any organization you would want to join. It's full of real people. There's always going to be issues when real people are involved. But, looking at the way OTO is portrayed and the way OTO seems on the internet is not really a full picture of what it's like in person at a local body. So, forgive the setting. I'm driving down the road, headed to Pennsylvania, and like I said, this is, I've tried this video a few times, and if we don't make it through this time, I'm just gonna record it without it being live. But I really wanted to try this live thing. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So, in person, you can't join the OTO on the internet. You can't be a part of OTO on the internet. And to be clear, if this live stream makes it through, I'll answer some questions and bullshit with you at the end. For right now, I'm going to try to put a little content up here. So, you have to do it in person. You have to get over your fear of meeting new people and shit like that. I was kind of lucky when I first joined the OTO that I had another person I was with, and so we were kind of buddy-buddy in the whole thing together and whatever. But a lot of people that join the OTO, do it just on their own. And something that you have to get past is the butterflies in your stomach and worried about going and meeting new people. Just get over it and go. They're cool people. Everybody that I've visited in the United States has all been really cool people. And it's nothing to be worried about. You do have to persevere through that. You have to, get over your insecurities, and, joining a group and being a part of a group, it takes work, especially more so in the beginning, because you kind of have to force yourself to integrate into their community. But once you do, it's pretty fulfilling and rewarding, and there's a lot to learn by doing so. I've gained a lot of friends through the OTO, and a lot of relationships, some of which have endured the test of time and some have not. But it's overall worth it if for nothing else than just the initiations. The initiations are badass, and you're not going to get them anywhere else. You're just not. You're not going to go to your local Wiccan coven and get the same badass experience that you're going to get being initiated into the OTO. You're just not. And I've been through 7 of them, and they were pretty much all awesome. Some stood out more than others. Some were my favorites, and some were not as favorite, but they were all awesome. And they're not just some thrown together shit with a person reading off a piece of paper. These are memorized, and they're the real deal with costumes and sets and the whole 9 yards. They're badass. So yeah, maybe you don't stick up with it. Maybe you only take a couple of initiations, but you know, if you just do that, you know, it'll be worth it to you. So, you know, beyond OTO, and you know, I've been an advocate of people joining the OTO for a long time, and I don't know if I said this or if it was in the other try at this live video, but you know, well, here we go again. Apparently, it was trying to drop out on me. I'll give it another chance here, but if it continues, like I said, I'll just give up on it. We'll see. And look at these comments again. What if there isn't a body near where you live? Well, you know, if there isn't, then there isn't. I mean, sometimes you may have to drive quite some time to get to a body. You know, there's a lot of bodies, but they're not everywhere. You might try looking on something like meetup.com to see if there's some type of a study group in your area, or, you know, maybe even create a meetup to see if you can spur something in your area. You know, there are programs that the OTO has, a program called the Camp and Formation Program that allows people to start bodies in local areas, but somebody first has to do the work to go and take initiations up to a certain level, and you know, it's not a short, easy process. Beyond that, I mean, you know, you just kind of have to make the effort to make it happen. I mean, you have to go join, you have to go physically be there and participate. And if you do, like I said, it will most likely be worth it. And you know, even the people who have stopped being members of OTO, who I know, the vast majority of them, still, you know, value the time that they spend in the order. There's a lot of people who come and go, and they may come and take a couple of initiations, and then you never see them again. But for the most part, the people who I see on the internet who are ex-members, they still look back fondly on their time in the OTO unless something horrible happened to them, which I'm not saying doesn't ever happen. It does. And, you know, OTO, like any other organization, has its problems. And I'm not going to sit here and, you know, lay them out or bash the OTO because, like I say, overall, my experience has been positive. AA, however, you know, there's a lot to discuss about the AA. Crowley did a bad job when okay. So AA is another story. Crowley did a bad job of handing off the magical orders that he ran. He did a bad job of it. Okay, he handed them to Carl Germer, and in my opinion, it was a big mistake. Now, I'm not going to say anything horrible about Carl Germer. I don't think he was a bad guy or anything like that. I honestly haven't done a whole ton of research on him. Shit, guys. So, Carl Germer, he pretty much let OTO fade out to the point of death and didn't really do anything with it, even though Crowley made him the outer head of the order. And while he did apparently some stuff with AA, he just dropped the ball. He dropped the ball all the way around on OTO and on AA. When Germer died, so Crowley died in 1947, he handed everything to Germer. Up to that point, Crowley had run both orders, so he gave them both to Carl Germer, leadership of OTO and AA. And when Germer died in '62, he had done virtually nothing with the OTO and very little with with the AA, most of what was done was by Moda pushing him to do things. And he didn't leave successors when he died. Like, there's a rumor that's often touted that he had said that Moda is the one on his deathbed or something like that. And I get this vision in my mind of something from a movie where he's like, Moda is the one, and then he keels off and dies. But you know, I don't think that that's how it went down. And in truth, it's only a rumor. And there's no question, as far as OTO is concerned, that Grady McMurtry was the one to take over OTO, you know, according to Crowley. And so when Moda sued, Moda brought a lawsuit, or OTO sued, one or the other, because Moda was saying he was the head of OTO. Well, Moda lost that lawsuit shortly thereafter Grady McMurtry died, but he had won the copyrights from OTO for OTO, and basically disproved Moda's claim to OTO. Now, people say that they believe Moda to have been the actual head of AA because of that supposed deathbed declaration made by Germer. But there's no proof of that. There's no proof that Moda was ever the head of AA. There were no documents giving him leadership, no nothing. And the fact is that when Liber Aleph was published, which Moda played the chief role in publishing Liber Aleph, he placed an imprimatur on the inside. The imprimatur is the Star of Babylon that has the initials on it, around it, and this is supposed to, the initials are supposed to be the three principal officers of AA at the time, and Moda included himself. Germer chastised him for this, and he is not a 5'6" or 6'5" or whatever, but that he was a neophyte at best, was the quote. You know, to me, showing that Germer didn't think of him as some type of a principal officer of OTO, and he was, of AA, and he was not a principal officer of AA, obviously, or Germer wouldn't have chastised him for that. But nevertheless, some people think that Moda was the heir to AA after Germer. But in my view, the triad of AA died with Carl Germer. After he died, there was no administrative triad of AA. And the documents of AA clearly state that, you know, the way that the leadership of AA is passed down is one to the next. So somebody passes it to the next person, and this is the authority of the secret chiefs that's being passed that gives this right to leadership of AA. This was not done. It was done by Crowley and given to Germer, but was not done by Germer anymore. So when Germer died, the leadership of AA died. Now, at that time, there were multiple student-teacher lines functioning that stemmed all the way back to Crowley, and some of these still survive today. So what you have is a squibbling, squabbling between these different lines, what we now, most people call lineages of AA. And at least two, if not more of them, have set up their own administrative triads. I'm dropping out again. So I don't know where we left off there. It's going to make this a difficult conversation to have. I think I'd better save a lot of this stuff for a video that's that I make normal style. That way, where I'm like, I don't know where I dropped out at, so I don't know where to pick back up at. So, you guys have any questions for me? You have anything you'd like to know in this live stream? Anything you'd like me to talk about? Like I say, I'm gonna have to just remake this AA rant jump in and out and speak with you guys. If you got any questions? What program? Bring the question, Tomegatherion and Walker. I'm not sure what program you mean. Oh, the Camp Information Program. You can find it on the website of the Electoral College. I believe the requirements are that one person has to be at least a third degree, and then there have to also be 2 first degrees to serve as officers, and then you can enter into the program to form a new body in your location. Lots of people have actually, Tomegatherion, and I appreciate that. This COVID-19 thing is a little scary. I have type 2 diabetes, so I'm in a high risk group to start with. And yeah, but people need this meat. People need this food in their grocery stores. And I feel fairly isolated, and I've been being careful. So it is what it is. Sorry about your husband. In the comments there. Love you too. Nicholas. See you liking on all my Facebook stuff all the time. 93. So can anybody tell me if the I enabled the monetization stuff? Can anybody tell me if they see a little $sign at the bottom of the chat? I'm not trying to get you to give me money. I just want to know if it's there. What's my favorite place on earth? Shit. That's a hard question. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I like a lot of places. I'm actually thinking about retiring in Biloxi, Mississippi and moving there. I do enjoy it there. It's close to the beach, and there's casinos, and it's nice. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite place on earth. Touch the screen to try to see the comments. I'm not used to this. I don't know anything about all this. Oh wow, shit. Thanks y'all. I see that. Vibration positive, one love, and whoever it is, Walker. Well, I finally get to see how all that works. I've given other people super chats on their videos, but like this is my first real live stream, so I wonder how much of that YouTube takes. But thank you, I appreciate that. My first super chats. Yeah. I describe the process of initiation? Man, I can't, like, I can and I can't. Like, I can't tell you any details about any initiations, but I can kind of give you a general description of what it's like. Imagine a kind of a play with you being a participant in the play. And the play is meant to teach you things through metaphor. There's a lot of costuming involved and very intricate memorization of lines by the person or people performing it. There are things like oaths involved, and it's hard to say. It's hard to describe. Sorry about giving away something that I shouldn't. Just think of it as a dramatic play that you're at the center of, that's designed to teach you certain lessons. It's fantastic. I mean, it really is. It's fantastic. And the OTO spares no expense when it comes to the initiations. You know, the initiator is required to have all his shit together and everything memorized, and you know, the costuming and the setup and everything is. It's not a bullshit ordeal. Like if you were to go to a Wiccan coven and they're reading off sheets of paper some shit that they were still writing 5 minutes before it started. You know, we're talking about shit that's steeped in tradition, that's been happening for years and years, and that, you know, there's intense training, initiator training, advanced initiator training that takes place, that goes around, tours around the country, training initiators, and intense preparation that takes place in order for them to do that. You go to, yes, that you would go to your local body, and the process of signing up to be initiated. The rule is that as long as you are free, of full age, and of good report, you are entitled to the first three, to the Man of Earth Triad, which is actually 4 different initiations, 5 really. And so the way you would do it is you would go and to your local body, and you would ask to get the paperwork for initiation, and it will ask you some questions. You fill it out.
Curve warning ahead.
There have to be 2 members in good standing who sign for you as sponsors, and then you turn that in. It's especially for the Benevolent initiation, which is the first initiation. It's super easy to get people to be your sponsor. Like, you don't have to like sweat that. Just go in there and meet a few people, go to a couple of masses, and you'll be able to find some people to sign as your sponsors. And then most places, I think it's like $60 for the initiation fee for the Minerval. So you turn in your paperwork, you pay your fees. I'm sorry about that, guys. My phone locked up. Oh wow, another super chat. Thank you, Em. So yeah, I hope you caught all that. But basically, you fill out your application, you get your sponsors, you pay your fees, and then they schedule you up. That's how it works. I'm kind of in the mountains here, so that's why I keep losing signal. I apologize. I guess I'm just going to be battling with this internet connection.
Speed warning.
What's special about Thelema to me personally? I guess I'm going to be struggling with this. I'm going to try to pop back in. I'm going to try to pop back in when I get out of these mountains. You guys stick around, come back. I'll pop back on.